flag and remain standing for the invocation.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we gather here today as the leadership of Marlborough Township, we pray that we are ever mindful of the responsibility we have to render service to our fellow citizens and to our community. Keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us strive to continue to make Marlborough Township a successful community and lead with truthfulness, trust, and good character for the residents of Marlborough Township. Amen.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
I'm sorry, Vice President, Mrs. Adams? Here. Mr. Cope?
Here.
Mrs. Fox? Here. Council President, Mr. Heverly?
Here.
Mr. O'Reilly?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Mr. Valentine?
Here.
Mayor Wolf?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Kurz? Solicitor, Mrs. Zimmerman? Here. Business Administrator, Mr. Dehart?
Here.
Director of Code Enforcement, Mr. Sebastian?
Here.
Director of Community Affairs, Mrs. Park? Here. Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Director of Public Safety, Mr. Rumpf?
Here.
Director of Public Works, Mr. Dilks, is excused. Director of Real Estate, Ms. Basatsky. Here. Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Boyer.
Here.
Police Chief, Police Chief McBride.
Here.
And Municipal Clerk Eileen Chiselko, here.
Moving on to presentations and proclamations. Chief McBride.
Oh, apologize.
Oh, no, sorry.
Chief, you want to come up and call in the color guard, or?
Honor Guard, post color. Present on. Order on.
Council President Heavily, our outgoing chief, who recently retired, would like to say a few words. If we could
Absolutely.
have him step to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank, as I always have, Mayor, Council, Director of Public Safety, Business Administrator, Deputy Mayor for inviting me to be part of this ceremony. Especially Deputy Chief, soon-to-be Chief McBride, Deputy Chief, soon-to-be Deputy Chief Burton, for allowing me to participate in today's ceremony. This department is rich with tradition, and these ceremonies like today are part of that tradition that's brought on by retired guys who I see some of them out there today, tonight, and we continue with that. It's very important that the young guys see that we continue with these types of promotional ceremonies to get the recognition to the officers that they deserve. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and we're going to move on to what we're here for, and then some of these fine officers to be promoted. So we'll first start off with the Deputy Chief. Deputy Chief John McBride has been a member of the Monroe Township Police Department for 27 years. He graduated from the 62nd session of the Atlantic County Police Academy in September 11, 1998. John and I got hired together on the first, so we had a lot of history together. He has risen through the ranks from patrolman to corporal to sergeant, lieutenant, captain, deputy chief, and finally tonight will be promoted to chief. And he took his task of supervision very seriously. During his time with the department, he served proudly with the patrol division. He was a member of the tactical entry team, was the department's first ever drug recognition expert, a detective bureau investigator, and is a member of the MTPOA committee as a not. But he was a member of the MTPOA committee for the lieutenant representative. Deputy Chief McBride was assigned to the Drug Enforcement Agency as a federal task force officer. His participation in this position worked in various areas countrywide, with numerous law enforcement organizations resulted in millions of dollars in seizures from drug traffickers. His efforts rewarded Monroe Township Police Department with approximately $250,000 and 3 seized vehicles, something to be very proud of. Those who are familiar with Deputy Chief McBride, his badge number is 774. And for those of us out there old enough like us, remember the statute 2C774 is made very, very popular in the South. The statute has been utilized countless times for the bad people in this town during his career and is passed on to the next generations through his time as a field training officer. Deputy Chief McBride successfully trained 6 officers who have now risen in the ranks and provided leadership through the department. Some of them are out here today. He has stated that the field training officer position is the most important position in the department. Deputy Chief McBride, his wife Antonia, are all proud parents of Felicia, Monica, Sophia, JT, and his son-in-law Mark. It's my honor tonight to promote Deputy Chief McBride to the rank of chief, where he will be overseeing the entire department. Well deserved. And if I can, on a personal note, for those of you who don't know, Deputy Chief McBride was, or soon to be chief, was the deputy chief under me. I retired a couple of weeks ago. He was spectacular in that position. He was a confidant. He supported me, even though sometimes we may disagree and had some heated arguments. He came out of his chief's office, and he always supported me in front of the men and the women of this department. For that, John, I thank you. Captain Burton, Deputy Chief C&D, was the same thing for him. One thing, okay, guys, give me 1 second. Craig, see what you told me? Yes. Retired chief out there, he told me I could drive. Our administration was unique. And again, when we didn't agree, we argued and stayed in the room, and we came out and we were united front. And I know John and Mark are going to continue that along with Bill, being promoted to captain. And it is definitely my honor to be here to be a part of it. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the men and women of this department. I want to thank everybody here for the support that they have given me. It is John's night. We're going to move on with that. So John, if you can come on up. Not too bad, was it, Mayor? That's going to be up there.
Take it there. Should I set mic on? I don't think it's on, sir.
Got it now.
I
state your name.
I, John McBride,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the Chief of Police
of the Chief of Police
for the Monroe Township Police Department,
for the Monroe County Police Department,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my
So
ability,
help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
So, as all you know, this is probably, this is my expertise here, public speaking, so, bear with me. I wrote some things down, and, I'm gonna do my best. Mayor Wolf, Deputy Mayor Kurz, Public Safety Director Runk, B.A. DeHart, members of council, distinguished guests, friends, and family, thank you all for being here today. As I stand before you tonight, I'm humbled by this opportunity and grateful for the trust placed in me to lead this department. I am filled with a deep sense of responsibility as I accept the role of Chief of Police. I do not take this position lightly, and I recognize the weight that it carries. As Chief, my goal for our department is to provide continued support, protection, and service to the community through diligent, consistent, and efficient methods. To my fellow officers, your dedication inspires me every day, and I will continue to lead by example with fairness, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to our mission. I do not see this as an individual achievement, but a reflection of the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication of every officer who serves beside me. Without the team, nothing can be accomplished. The officers in this department are defined by their exceptional character and steadfast commitment to their duty. They embody courage, often putting themselves in harm's way to protect others, and they do so with integrity, always upholding the highest ethical standards. Their selflessness drives them to prioritize the needs of the community above their own, showing resilience in the face of the physical, emotional, and psychological challenges that come with the job. Compassion is at the heart of their service as they listen, empathize, and provide support to those in need. Above all, their dedication to keeping our community safe is resolute, demonstrated by their tireless work and willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. These officers are not just law enforcement professionals, they are guardians of our community, driven by values that make them both dependable and trustworthy. They continue to strive for excellence, and I am extremely proud of all they do. I would like to thank my beautiful and amazing wife, Antonia, who's been there for me since the beginning of my career. Through all the countless nights, weekends, holidays I've had to miss, she stood by my side, understanding the demands of this job, and always providing love and encouragement. I am grateful she accepted and supported that this is what I was meant to do. Thank you to my children and family. Your love, patience, and understanding mean the world to me. Thank you for being such an important part of my life and for your constant support. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you again. At this time, I'd like to call forward Captain Mark Burton. Captain Mark Burton began his law enforcement career with the Monroe Township Police Department on April 28th of 1998, where we attended the Atlantic County Police Academy together. Prior to his career in law enforcement, Lieutenant Burton attended Gloucester County College and Rutgers University. Captain Burton's first assignment was to the Patrol Division, where he remained for approximately 6.5 years. In October 2004, he was assigned full-time to the Traffic Safety Bureau. In 2010, he earned national recognition as a traffic crash reconstructionist, and in 2014 became a certified New Jersey Traffic Control Coordinator for work zone safety. During his time in the traffic unit, he rose to the rank of sergeant in 2014. In May 2021, he was promoted to the rank of lieutenant, where he continued to supervise the traffic unit while managing vehicles and equipment for the department. In March 2024, he was promoted to captain, assuming the role of the Patrol Division Commander, one of my favorite positions. Beyond his departmental duties, Captain Burton has served as an executive board member for the New Jersey Traffic Officers Association since 2011. It is my honor this evening to promote Captain Burton to the rank of Deputy Chief, where he will be assigned to oversee the overall day-to-day operations of the police department. Mr. Mayor.
I state your name. I, Mark Burton. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support the Constitution. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. Of the United States. And the Constitution. And the Constitution. Of the State of New Jersey. Of the State of New Jersey. And I will bear true faith. And I bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. To the governments established. And to the governments established. In the United States. In the United States. And in this state. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. And I will faithfully. And I will faithfully. Impartial. Impartial. And just. And just. On all the duties of the Deputy Chief for the Monroe Township Police Department, to the best of my ability. So help me God. So help me God.
This time, I'd like to call forward Lieutenant William Urio. Will Urio graduated from Williamstown High School in 1995, earned an associate's and bachelor's degrees in business administration and marketing from Stockton University. Lieutenant Urio began his career with the Monroe Township Police Department on August 11, 2003. He attended the Gloucester County Police Academy, graduated in December of 2003. His first assignment was the Patrol Division of the Police Department. While in patrol, he became a member of the Monroe Township Entry Team. In 2007, he became a member of the Monroe Township K-9 Unit with his K-9 partner, Rasha, and attended the Philadelphia Police K-9 Academy. Bill Urio and K-9 Rasha were trained in patrol and narcotics. His time as a handler was rewarding to him. He was honored to become a field training officer, where he trained new officers in their duties. He continued his career in patrol, where he rose to the rank of lieutenant. While in patrol, his duties were to manage Alpha Platoon, was part of the Megan's Law Unit, processed firearm backgrounds, and was a court liaison. He was later assigned as the administrative lieutenant, very important position, where he handled full-time Megan's duties, firearms, peddler's backgrounds, court liaisons, and other duties. Tonight, Lieutenant Urio is joined by his wife. It is my honor to promote Lieutenant Urio to the rank of captain, where he will lead the patrol division and support, yes, he will, apologies, where he will lead the patrol division and support the officers of the Monroe Township Police Department. Mr. Mayor.
I state your name.
I, Willie Burritt,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and bear true faith
bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of captain
of the captain
for the Monroe Township Police Department
for the Monroe Township Police
to the
Department
best of my ability.
to the best of my
So help me God.
So help me God.
This time, I'd like to call forward Sergeant Brown, Ed Brown. Sergeant Ed Brown has been a resident of Monroe Township his entire life. He started his career in law enforcement at the Gloucester County Sheriff's Department on 12/1 of '01, where he was a correction officer before becoming a sheriff's officer. On September 1st, 2004, he accepted a position as a patrol officer with the Monroe Township Police Department. Sergeant Brown has received several certifications in crash and traffic safety. Sergeant Brown is honored to follow in the footsteps of his father, Herman Brown, number 707, and his uncle, Finley Brown, number 704. Both served the community with honor and retired with Monroe Township Police Department. It's my honor to promote Sergeant Brown to the rank of lieutenant, where he will lead the Alpha Platoon and support the officers of the Monroe Township Police Department. Mayor?
I state your name.
I, Edward Brown,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey.
and I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in the state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of lieutenant
of lieutenant
for the Monroe Township Police
of the
Department
Monroe Township Police
to
Department
the best of my ability.
to the best of my
So help
ability.
me God.
So help me God.
This time, I'd like to call forward Officer Danny Marino. Daniel Marino was hired as a patrol officer in 2013, and in 2015, he joined the entry team as an operator and primary breacher. He rose to the rank of squad leader. Officer Marino is a proud member of the FOP Lodge 125 Honor Guard, a field training officer, defensive tactics instructor at the Gloucester County Police Academy, and was a school resource officer at Williamstown Middle School. He's been assigned to various specialty units within the department, such as Community Response Unit and SIU, Special Investigations Unit, and had multiple drug distribution arrest search warrants, including multiple illegal gun seizures. He took part in a multi-jurisdictional wiretap investigation at the Gloucester County Prosecutor's Office named Operation Fire and Ice. It is my honor to promote Officer Marino to the rank of Sergeant, where he will be assigned to the Delta Platoon and lead his officers with honor and integrity.
I state your name.
I, Daniel Marino,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New
of
Jersey,
the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in the state,
and in the state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully, impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of sergeant
perform all the duties of sergeant
of the Monroe County Police Department
for the Monroe Township Police
to
Department
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Please. So I just want to say this is a great night, as you can see. You know, former Chief Borkowski is here. We truly appreciate all the dedicated years of service that he put in here in this community. We thank him for being part of this evening. But as you can see, one retirement spurs, you know, various promotions, which is always good for the police department here. So these gentlemen that were promoted tonight, it is very well deserved. You know, I was hired on the same day as Chief McBride and Deputy Chief Burton. They had to go to the academy. I didn't, because I came from a different department, but I was a smart one because I'm retired now. Although then I found myself involved in politics, so maybe I wasn't a smart one. But what they have done throughout their careers is just a credit to, you know, a little bit that's been mentioned here this evening. And you know, we had full faith in them. I know I do. I know our business administrator, our deputy mayor, our director of public safety, all retired officers from here. You know, we have our full confidence in their hands. They're going to do great things for this township and our residents, and the men and women that serve every day for us. You know, our captain, Billy Urio, we worked a lot of our career together. Eddie Brown, I've known since, you know, we were teenagers, and Danny Marino, you know, just an outstanding guy here who I met when he got hired here many years ago. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the family. It is well deserved, and this is a great night, so congrats.
Thank you all for coming again. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, everyone, council, everyone, thank you. Time to dismiss the colors. You can stand there. Thank you. Honor guard, power to tunnel. Present arms. Order, arms. Again, thank you everyone for coming. Appreciate it. Please be seated. Yeah, well,
At this time, we're going to take a 10-minute recess for family photos. Thank you. We are going to restart the council meeting. All right, moving on to the next presentation. At this time, we are going to call up Mr. Henry at Hardenberg Insurance Group for his presentation.
Thank you, sir. If you can recall, it's been a year already. Joe Henry, Hardenberg Insurance, as a member of the JIF, you're required to have safety on the agenda at least once a year. I'll make this quick for you. So, before I get started, I did want to mention something. What Mayor Wolf said, this was a great night. I've been to dozens of these in my travels, 16 years of doing what I do, and I've seen these promotions many, many times, and that's as good as it gets right there. That was top shelf, so I very much enjoyed being here for that, so thank you.
Thank you.
So I will get started. Our topic this year is going to be heat injury and stress prevention. Heat is the leading cause of death among all weather-related phenomena in the U.S. Heat's long been recognized as an occupational hazard, and if you can recall last summer, how hot it was. It's going to happen again this summer. Excessive heat can cause a number of adverse health effects in your employees, and your workers are at risk when you have severe heat conditions. The OSHA Act of 1970 simply states that as an employer, you're required to have a safe environment free of hazards for your employees. Since 2021, OSHA has been developing a heat injury and illness prevention standard, which is why I've selected this topic, and I'll let you know a little further into it. It's expected to be finalized by the summer this year. I would expect it within a few weeks to be finalized. But even without that standard in place, OSHA inspectors have something called a general duty clause, which they have the right to cite any municipality, any workplace for hazardous conditions. So that standard will become law, and when I say an OSHA standard, it simply is a law. So the purpose of the heat stress policy is to recognize those dangers in excessive heat, assess the situation, and control the workplace so your employees are safe. Two ways of doing it administratively and with your supervisors. I'm sure they'll work collectively, and keep in mind some of these things I'm sure you're practicing already. Considering a modified work schedule, rotating job assignments, and self-pacing with extra breaks if needed. And most importantly, and I'll stress this when we have our safety meetings, incorporating a buddy system. Just an example, in Atlantic County last year, excessive heat conditions, there was an employee who was not looking well. One of the other employees recognized it, went to the supervisor and said, "Hey boss, Charlie's not looking very well." They took him, long time, dedicated employee, did not want to stop working. They insisted he sit down, they put him in the shade, they got him hydrated. He did not seem to get any better. They called 911, and it was determined that he did suffer a mild heart attack. Had they allowed him to continue to work, it certainly could have been much, much worse. So the buddy system is very important to incorporate when you have those excessive heat conditions. Supervisor's responsibility will be to schedule those strenuous activities at the activities before or after the hottest part of the day. Typically, most municipalities will start their crews at 6 o'clock versus 8 o'clock and get done at 2 versus 4. Provide water and shade will be required, monitoring the breaks and keep an eye on your employees if they have any stress. The supervisors also will periodically review the policy to ensure it meets regular standards, and I'll touch on that policy in just a little bit, ensure the training is happening and being documented, and be aware, monitor a local weather channel. You want to get ahead, you want to get out front, so you know what the conditions are going to be like prior to that day. Employees are going to have some responsibilities also, attending and participate in training, follow heat stress prevention measures, and encourage your teammates to follow that program. And when I say training, keep in mind, as a member of the JIF, this training is available at no cost. And I would like to mention that Sergeant Arcangelo is now the safety coordinator for Monroe Township. Stepped into the shoes and has done a great job. He's got everybody involved, utilizing the training system, so I can't say enough good things about how he took it and ran with it. Designate an employee to do that scheduled training, ensure your training comports the heat stress policy, and make sure that training is delivered to your employees. Moving on to page 10, hydration is the key. Employees must have access to drinking water. 2 gallons of water will be in the policy as a recommendation per employee, and frequent drinking of water should be encouraged. Next, page 11, I just showed some cooling mechanisms here. There's a few things you can do if you have access to electricity with your crews. You can get those high-powered commercial fans. You can get those 10-by-10 tents if you don't have a nice shade tree available. 3 types of heat illness, cramps. We've all suffered from cramps. You simply get hydrated. In all likelihood, you're going to feel better and you get back to work. Heat exhaustion, this is where the training will come into play. It's going to show your employees what to look for in fellow employees, like the headache, nausea, dizziness, weakness, and heavy sweating can be signs of heat exhaustion. Heat stroke can be very serious, and in worst case scenario can lead to death. That's what we want to do, recognize the heat exhaustion prior to it turning into heat stroke. So in conclusion, from your safety committee standpoint, the health and welfare of your employees is paramount. Their objective is to see that each employee returns home safely to the families just as they came to work that day. The OSHA standards are designed to make this happen. And fortunately, as a JIF safety consultant, Jay Montgomery is your partner in achieving that goal. Their safety team has already developed a template to comply with OSHA's heat and illness requirements. So OSHA is going to require you to have a policy. The policy is already available on the JIF website. You simply go in. It's a fillable form. You just put in Monroe Township, you pull it, you put it with all your other policies. If you ever get OSHA inspection, they'll ask for the heat policy, I'm sure, because it's new, and you'll have it available for them. So that concludes this year's safety topic. Thanks again for the opportunity to serve as your RMC. If you have any questions related to this or anything else with the safety committee, please feel free to ask. Now, get out of your way.
Thank you, Mr. Henry.
Okay, thank you very much.
Moving on to matters of discussion. Does anyone from council have any matters to discuss? Seeing none, any questions regarding resolution schedule? Any questions regarding ordinances scheduled this evening? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes with one correction for the reorganization meeting for January 26th, the special council meeting January 22nd. The correction is Councilman Valentine would be marked as excused instead of present, and the regular council meeting of January 22nd, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Correspondence, used motor vehicle dealer, approval certificate, Nick's Custom Inc., 721 Lebanon Avenue. Eileen, is all the paperwork in order?
The Secretary of the Zoning Board of Adjustment has informed me that all paperwork is in order, and she does recommend issuance of a certificate.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolutions, do I have a motion to open to public portion for resolutions scheduled this evening?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone wishing to speak on resolutions scheduled this evening? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close public portion for resolution schedule?
Motion to close. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 130-2025, a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement in the matter of employee ID number 10352. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call vote.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
I abstain.
Motion carries.
Motion to bracket Resolutions 131-2025 through Resolution 141-2025.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to approve Resolutions 131-2025 through Resolution 141-2025.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Madam, I need to recuse myself from Resolution 131.
Thank you.
I will now turn this portion of the meeting over to Ordinance Chair, Councilman O'Reilly.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to open public portion on the ordinances scheduled for second reading?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Anyone wishing to speak on ordinances scheduled for second reading this evening? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close public portion?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 06-2025, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe to amend Chapter 175 entitled Land Management and Chapter 104 entitled Buildings, the Code of the Township of Monroe, County of Gloucester, and State of New Jersey. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 07-2025, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe to amend Chapter 175 of the Township of Monroe entitled Land Management. Second reading. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 09-2025, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe to amend Chapter 243 of the Code of the Township of Monroe entitled Rent Leveling. This is a second reading. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 10-2025, ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe, County of Gloucester, State of New Jersey, adopting the rules and regulations for the Monroe Township Police Department. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly?
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, I'll turn the portion of the meeting back over to Council President Heatherly.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly. Does council have any new business to discuss?
Mr. President, I just have a few things. I guess we could have did it under matters of discussion or new business. Really, I just want to report on the New Jersey State Assembly Bill A3361, which is also known as the rent leveling law, protecting manufactured home residents from excessive or exorbitant rent increases on their properties. As everyone knows, this township adopted ordinance 036-2023 back in 2023. It was late October, November. And that kind of inspired Assemblyman Dan Hutchinson when he was running for a state assembly, when he was knocking on doors, not only in our community, but other communities in our legislative district, which inspired him to try to put up A3361 and make it a statewide law for rent leveling, to not only help our residents, but help residents throughout the state of New Jersey. I am happy to report, we went up several months back to testify in front of the General Assembly at the state of New Jersey. A few months later, we went back and testified in front of the state Senate. The Assembly immediately passed a bill, which then goes to the Senate. The Senate voted this Thursday, this past Thursday to pass that bill. Unfortunately, because there was a technical change to it, it has to go back in front of the State Assembly. We were hopeful that it would be voted on that day. However, the agenda was pretty full, so they pushed it to the next voting session, which is May 22nd. So I believe this will be passed on the 22nd. Assembly already passed it. The technical change is minor from my understanding. And then once it is approved at the State Assembly, it will go to the governor's desk for signature. And then it will take effect 90 days after the governor signs the legislation. But this is a great thing for this township. It's a great thing for the state of New Jersey. There was a lot of thought put into this. I think this council moving forward, once the bill is signed and possibly goes into effect 90 days later, we should consider talking about what we do with our ordinance. The state law protects the residents. We are in litigation. We have spent a lot of money on this rent leveling issue with the meetings, paying attorney fees and things like that. So if the state law protects the residents, we may want to discuss possibly repealing ours in the future. But I think we should take it one step at a time, make sure that the residents are still protected. And once that becomes a law, I think we should, have those discussions. But very exciting that we inspired a state law to come into play here. So we'll have more to come on that. With that, if I could just update everybody on a couple other bills. In speaking with the Senator Paul Moriarty, we had a resident come in here at our last council meeting and speak about a property next to his that I believe it was somewhat like a sober living arrangement, but they didn't get the proper approvals from this township. Senator Moriarty just got passed through Bill S-2952, which is sober living residents within the state of New Jersey. Some of the key provisions to that, and we will relay this to that resident that had these concerns, but it's going to require sober living homes to have on-site qualified people, administer random drug tests and breathalyzer tests, encourage counseling and peer-led meetings, an absolute ban on any alcohol or illegal drugs at the home, and state unannounced inspections twice a year. This will take effect very soon. It's already signed by the governor, I believe, and also taking effect January 1. I believe that the law actually took effect as soon as the governor signed it on March 24th. But January 1, the state, the other portion of the bill will take effect where the commissioner will maintain and publish on the department's internet website a list of each licensed cooperative sober living residents in the state of New Jersey, including the location and contact information for each licensed cooperative sober living residents. So in essence, our residents will be able to go onto this website and see where the sober living homes are in our community. So that's a good bill. The other bill that was passed, that started, I believe, with Assemblyman Hutchinson, if everybody remembers, last summer there was a big brawl at Gloucester Township at their community day. We had our community day the same weekend, Monterey Township Appreciation Day. We had 0 issues. But because of the incident over in Gloucester Township, it inspired a bill S-3507, and it establishes offenses for inciting a public brawl, upgrades penalty for disorderly conduct in certain circumstances. So that law has also been fully passed and is on the governor's desk for signature. So just 2 good laws that are recently passed here that somewhat affect our community, and I just want to update everybody on that. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there any unfinished business? Reports and other matters?
Mayor Wolf?
Should have just kept going.
Yeah, good.
I'll be short, I promise. Friday, February 28th, as everybody saw here this evening, we had the last call for Chief Ryan Burkowski, who was here earlier to help with our promotional ceremonies. Chief Burkowski has officially retired, effective February 28th. We wish him and his family the very best in their next chapter of his life here. We thank him for his many years of dedicated service to our community. Friday, March 7th, I attended the Williamstown High School Trade Show, where local labor leaders set up information tables for students to visit and learn a little bit about the trade unions, which is a fantastic option for students who don't wish to pursue a college career. It was a great job by our council president, Mr. Don Heverly, for not only initiating this program several years ago, but continuing it this is the third year?
Third year.
I'll let Don speak on this a little bit more. I know it's grown each year, but I'll let you speak on how it's grown into other communities. I don't want to steal your thunder there, sir, but great job, Council President. Wednesday, March 12th, I attended our regular ordinance meeting, nothing to report there. Thursday, March 13th, we had a firework test for our annual 4th of July firework display. Several years ago, the township moved the fireworks over to where the dog park is located because of the installation of the solar at the high school and the middle school parking lots. Moving the display over to the dog park made it very difficult for large crowds to view the display because the parking was a little bit further away now. So we have obtained the approvals from the experts, the fire marshals, that we are good with launching this display from the old location at the Williamstown High School middle school property, which will be a much better situation for everyone with parking, and we are no structures are inside of that safety zone, so we are good there. Our residents will be able to park at either the Williamstown High School parking lot, the Williamstown Middle School parking lot. We also have additional parking from the test site. We were able to see from Church Street Complex, the ball field's over there, and we are working with St. Matthew's Church, which backs up to that area, and will be another great area to park and have a great view of the firework display. So we hope everyone who wants a great view will come to those parking areas and watch the display. So we'll have more to come on that prior to the 4th of July. Wednesday, March 19th, I hosted a meeting for the Mayor's Opioid Task Force that was started last year. We initiated that. We discussed and are planning this year's vigil, as well as the memorial location and design. Both will support our residents and family members who have been affected by the loss of a loved one or someone who may be struggling themselves with addiction. We will also keep you posted there. Thursday, March 20th, I had a weekly conference call that just started last week with the Gloucester County engineers and their business administrator. This is in regards to the intersection project at 322 and Fries Mill Road. We have not been happy with the progress, the delayed progress for the last 18 months at that intersection. So we demanded action, and we are now scheduled on these weekly calls to ensure that it is pushing forward. There were some submittals from the county to the Department of Transportation. They have been sent back with a few questions. They've already resolved those questions, and the plans are being submitted again this week. I will have my weekly meeting Thursday, tomorrow at 11 a.m., so hopefully I'll have some more updates in the upcoming weeks. Once that gets through the DOT, it has to go through the Department of Environmental Protection. So we're hoping that once we get into that process, we can have that fast-tracked and get this project and get the workers back to work sooner than later. March 25th, our administration had a meeting with our budget committee, the members on council that are on that committee. We presented the budget to the committee, which we will soon introduce at an upcoming council meeting when we have finalized that budget, but we are very close to doing that, and we'll have more information hopefully in the next council meeting. I also officiated 5 weddings this past month, had many administrative meetings, employee-related meetings, many meetings with businesses and current and new businesses that want to come into town. And lastly, I'd like to congratulate again all the officers that were promoted this evening and their families. We know they are all prepared and very capable in their new roles. We know that they will represent this township in a very positive way. They'll represent their officers and all of our residents of this township. So congratulations to them, and that will conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Kurz?
I'd just like to congratulate the officers that were promoted tonight and wish them the best, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Solicitor, Ms. Zimmerman?
Nothing to report tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Business Administrator, Mr. DeHart?
No report tonight, thank you.
Director of Code Enforcement, Mr. Sebastian?
Yes, I have a report for this evening, report of March 26, 2025. I have been involved with the township in one form or another for 45 years. I have seen this scenario occur across many departments. A resident or applicant goes to a department seeking direction, approval, permits, inspections, or service, and it doesn't go the way they expected it to go. In some cases, that individual will then register a complaint against the department or a specific individual. These complaints are then talked about by the complainant with others and sometimes even posted on social media. Most of these complaints are handled by the department head to the complainant's satisfaction. If they can't rectify the problem, it comes to me to call on the complainant and investigate the complaint. If I can't rectify it, I'll send it to the DA and mayor. Fortunately, that hasn't come to that yet. I have addressed some issues with the BA because it involved personnel, or the original complaint was directed at him, and I'll keep him in the loop. The point is, everyone knows about it. On the other hand, if all goes well when the applications are made, a simple thank you is said, and the applicant leaves happy. No letters follow or posts are made on social media. Nobody knows. That is to be expected. They're doing their job. However, the problem is the township departments are only remembered for the few negative comments and not the whole picture. For example, in January, I reported that there was a total of 13,763 inspections or permits issued. I received a total of 10 complaints in the same time frame. Most were taken care of, and a couple are still in court. My future reports of totals will include the number of complaints, if any, that month. The public needs to know that there are more positives than negatives to report. I can assure you that the departments under my directorship are doing an outstanding job, and I'm sure that the other directors can say the same. Occasionally, a department will receive a written thank you letter from an individual or business. Allow me to read one for the record. This is from Cat's Eye Security, a home alerts fire safety plus. It was directed to the construction office permit clerk here in Monroe. It was regarding Richard's Liquor, 723 South Black Horse Pike. Hello. We submitted an application for a permit on the above referenced property. The enclosed check of $86 represents the fee needed for this permit. If anything else is needed, please let me know. Thank you so much for all your help with this process. Your department was extremely helpful and always pleasant with me. From start to finish, this was, and in bold print, by far the easiest municipality I have worked with. Thank you for that. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. She gets her phone number and an email address. It's signed Jessica Zukakis. She's the office manager for Cat's Eye Security. They're out of Bristol, PA. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Council President, if I could, Director Sebastian, I did print out a copy of this the other day when it was forwarded to administration, and I do believe in recognizing our employees for the good work that they do, because you are correct that everybody hears about the bad, so we will make sure a copy of this goes in each of the employees' file, their personnel file. So thank you.
Thank you for that report.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director of Community Affairs, Mrs. Park?
Yes. Community Affairs is working along with Parks and Rec to prepare for our annual Easter egg hunt, which is April 5th with a rain date of April 12th at Owens Park. The hunt starts at 12 sharp. There will be pictures with the bunny, a petting zoo, face painting, and the fire department will have the ladder truck there for the kids to see. April 8th, we have our craft night at the center. We try to have at least one a month. April 26th, Community Affairs partners with Finn's Friends will be hosting our annual Autism Awareness Day from 11 to 2 at the center. There'll be sensory tables, refreshments, games, and newly added Touch-a-Truck section this year. We're also still taking registration for our vendors for our Spring Arts and Crafts Festival on Main Street, May 10th from 11 to 3. We'll continue feeding many families in town with our weekly pop-up food giveaways, which we have several times a week, with the help of our very hard-working volunteers, that without them it couldn't be done. Info on all our events, registration forms, and pop-up food giveaways can be found on the Monroe Township Community Affairs Facebook page. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Bruno.
No report at this time, thank you.
Director of Public Safety, Mr. Rumpf.
Yeah, no stats to report, but I would just like to congratulate those officers that were promoted tonight and wish them the best of their new positions.
Thank you.
End report.
Director of Real Estate, Ms. Masatsky.
No report, thank you.
Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Boyer.
No report, but I would like to congratulate the officers and their promotions tonight. Look forward to working with the new chief and deputy chief.
Thank you. Police Chief McBride is excused. Mr. Coe?
Yes. On March 7th, I also attended the trade show at the high school with Mayor Wolf and Councilman Heverly. Great job. There was a great turnout in the vendors and a great turnout for the students. Thank you for all your hard work on that. March 13th, I attended the school board meeting where they honored the Teachers of the Year. So I'd like to congratulate all the teachers who were honored. On March 17th, I attended the St. Patrick's Day dinner at the Pfeiffer Center for our seniors. It was a sellout and a great job by all. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Mrs. Fox?
Yes, the Senior Commission Committee is hosting a dinner and a show. This will be on May 8th. It's dinner at the Mona Lisa, and the show will be at the Grand Theater. It's Hairspray. Let's see. And tickets will be on sale starting April 1st, 4 to 6, and on April 3rd, from 10 to 12. Congratulations to all the officers also. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. O'Reilly?
No report, thank you.
Mr. Rossi?
No report, thank you.
Mr. Valentine?
No report, thank you.
Council Vice President, Mrs. Adams?
Yes, again, echoing congratulations to all the officers, and I want to thank them for their continued service in keeping Monroe Township safe. That's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President, Mr. Heverly?
Thank you. I want to congratulate our officers with their promotions this evening and wish them Godspeed as new leaders in our police department. Also, as the mayor spoke, on March 3rd, I did attend the third annual Union Trade Show at our high school. That was, this is the third year that we've done that. Little background on it. That came from a citizen a few years ago that came to me and asked about getting trades. I don't know if she wants me to put her on the spot or not. But we were able to work directly with our high school, with their head guidance counselor, Francisco Alaya, the superintendent, McBride. And this year was our third year. It was the biggest one yet. There were 15 different unions from the Southern New Jersey building trades that came into our gymnasium, along with our police department, and over 400 students from our high school, and this year it grew to 5 other high schools from all through Gloucester County. West Stafford, Glassboro, Clayton, Kingsway, and Delsey all bus students in to get their hands, do some hands-on work and realize that it's okay and you can make a good living. If college isn't in your future, it's okay to work with your hands and you can still have a bright future doing that too, and that's okay. So it's a wonderful opportunity for students that don't see college in their future, and nowadays with the push for college, which is great, some students may feel left out, and, we wanted to give them other opportunities. So thank you to the school district. Thank you for everyone who came and attended, and I'm looking forward to next year. That concludes my report.
Thank you. This concludes reports for this evening.
Do I have a motion to open public portion?
Motion?
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Anyone wishing to speak from the public this evening? Please come up, state your name and address. Come on up to the podium, buddy, into the microphone. Thank you. Good evening.
My name is Moses Davila. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Moses Davila. I want to give thanks to the BA, James, and the Mayor, Greg, for giving me the opportunity to speak on my behalf on the circumstances that's affecting not only me but my family. I purchased a property located at 29 Concord Drive in Monroe Township, August 24th for $231,000, and also invest an additional $60,000 in rehab to short sales. That is risking me potentially now as we speak of losing $90,000 because of affordable housing restrictions I wasn't fully educated of. These restrictions are only allowing me to sell at maximum $220,000, and I have to meet income qualification for residency and involving other stipulations. Me and my fiance had liquidated our life savings to this project with the hope of reaching a goal, but these unforeseen restrictions have changed my life overnight, literally. This predicament has forced me into a difficult living situation, often sleeping in my truck while my family stays with relatives for the time being. This is a tough time for us, making a difficult choice to sell our home, filled with 9 years of good memories. I feel like a complete failure, especially when my goal was to help not only me, but the community and my family. I respectfully seek your understanding regarding the miscommunication and lack of my knowledge to this predicament. At the time of purchase, I genuinely had no awareness of the affordable housing restrictions. And I'm here in front of you guys praying in hopes the township can forgive me and uplift the restrictions so I can find a place for me and my family. That will conclude my message.
So I was contacted, this gentleman about the property, 29 Concord Drive. The property is one of our co-obligations, one of our affordable housing obligations. So there is a deed restriction on it that for the way it has to be sold. Solicitor can probably even go in better detail than I can. We did seek the advice of our foreclosure counsel, so he has been working on this. There is a way the township can withdraw this restriction. However, that would reduce our COA obligation, reduce the numbers that we've already committed to the COA obligation. Obviously, when this came to me, the mayor, we were both on emails. It's well out of our purview to make any kind of decisions or anything like that. So that's when I explained to him his opportunity would be to come here and speak. I didn't verify the numbers that he's saying, but they sound pretty close or if not right on that. He actually purchased the property. He did say they made the mention of affordable. It was had an affordable deed restriction. He didn't understand what that meant. Actually paid more at the sheriff's sale than he can actually sell it for with this affordable restriction. Now that he's put money into it, bring it up to value, he actually had it sold until it was found that it was one of our affordable properties, and he couldn't sell it for any more than, I believe the number was $220,000 because of the restrictions on it. So he is in a financial bind, as he has explained, and he's looking to see if the town is able to do anything. I do know some of our concerns, speaking to the foreclosure attorney, is if this happens again, if we do this, where does that leave us? And again, I'll leave that to the attorneys to explain where the town would be. But I do understand the situation he's in, and that's why he's presenting this to council tonight to see if there's anything that can be done.
You mentioned it was purchased at sheriff's sale?
It was foreclosed and purchased at sheriff's sale. Apparently, when they did the auction, correct, it was an auction that they did. I guess, again, Mr. DeVilla, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mr. DeVilla, sorry, I want to say it wrong. Said that they mentioned it, but again, when they were making the announcements for the properties, he did not realize what what restrictions.
Isn't there some responsibility to sell? Yeah,
That's what I'm going with. The sheriff?
they can sell it for more than what he, yeah, at the sheriff's there, there's no responsibility there where they sold it to him for more than what they know he could have sold it for?
I will have to defer that to the solicitor. I don't know. I know, and logically, I understand your questions. It does seem, but again, I don't know what the mortgage was on the property that was foreclosed on. I don't know how all that, again, was the second mortgage taken out. I'll turn this.
Him and, I understood. Yeah.
Sure. So I spoke with the foreclosure attorney yesterday, and he's more of the expert in this area than I am. But he did indicate that there was kind of, let's see, the lender's attorney, I believe, at the sheriff's sale did not disclose this information to you prior to you purchasing, and so the responsibility can kind of fall on the lender's attorney for not bringing that information to your attention. And unfortunately, he also mentioned that, kind of falls on you as well for not looking into this. This is all public record and could have been found prior to you purchasing. So it was his recommendation tonight for the board not to take any action, as this could potentially set a precedent moving forward for other purchasers to come forward and also request. And, the township has to meet their certain amount of affordable housing restrictions. So.
I believe the township did receive notices of the property being foreclosed, and those notices, as Donald mentioned, no one regulated the sale. I would have never purchased a property that would have put me at risk of losing or risking my life savings.
Right.
Not only me, now I'm in the hook of paying back people that I owe money to. Selling my property doesn't even give me enough room for paying back my losses and to the people that I owe. And I understand with the COA properties and their affordable housing numbers that are needed, but I'm just, here pleading my case that there's, I don't want to sound arrogant to it, but just one property that the property, if you road drive, it was completely distressed. I knocked down trees, did landscaping work, and I put an additional $60,000 into this property.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand how the township just can't, find it in their hearts just to help me release these restrictions so I could just go back to what I was doing, living my normal life. I am living in and out of my truck. My fiance right behind me with my 2 kids, been staying at their family for the time being because we have no place and there's not enough room for me to reside at their residence for now.
So two things, if I could comment. And number one, I think everybody up here would want to help you. Unfortunately, we have to follow our legal advice, and if they're saying this will set precedents for anybody else who finds himself in the same situation, we would have to do the same thing for them. The affordable housing units are, mandated, not by us, by the state, and we have to fulfill that obligation. If we don't, the municipal taxpayers get fined, and it's going to be at their hands to pay the fine. I don't know if you've done this already, but have you explored, one, legal advice, and two, going to the Gloucester County Sheriff's Department where you purchased a home to explain the situation that they sold you a home over the value that it's allowed to legally be sold by? Because I think maybe you should explore those options and maybe try to get, I'll call it restitution from them to make up for your losses if they sold you a home that they weren't allowed to sell you for that amount.
Right. Not only did I reach out to over 50 attorneys, but I did pay for 3 consultations, and I was at the state. I spoke into the community affairs, and I spoke to the New Jersey agency, and they plead my case, and they did state that the township can be able to release the property, and I did look into it of how those the provision in 2019 it was passed, because before in hand it was able to be released after foreclosure. The restrictions was extinguished in 2019. Now it's not extinguished, and that's where I had the lack of experience or just trying to reach a goal. Now I'm stuck in a bad situation. But they did mention the state. I went to the state, and they did mention that the township can release the restrictions, as it states on the deed that I have with me, that the township can release the restrictions.
Well, I think the township probably could, but then again, it sets up the precedence for everybody else that has the same situation. They would have to do it, and the township, quite frankly, can't afford to lose any affordable housing because we're already behind in the obligation. We have a certain period of time to meet the obligation, otherwise we get fined. And that would put the township one more house behind from that obligation. But did you explore going to the Gloucester County with
Yes.
this?
I went and spoke to the county, I spoke to the state. Well, my first point of contact was the township. Spoke to the state, attorneys, now back to the township and now here. I understand that, these restrictions are very heavy on the state. These restrictions are very heavy on the town, but I'm just a small guy. I'm not receiving no funds. I didn't receive no grants from the township, not from the state. This is all coming from my hard work of over 18 years of hard work. Like, there has to be something that can be done if the township can release the restrictions. If there's anything I can do to replace that property in the near future, I'm more than happy to. Even if it's one or two, I'm more than happy to replace it. It's just I'm in a very tough spot. I wouldn't be here if I can just walk away and take the loss. I just can't.
I think we can continue to discuss it.
Yeah, I was going to, can we talk to our attorney? I mean, we just got hit with this, right? This is a big decision to make in 90 seconds.
Right.
I'd like to talk to our solicitor, get some more information, maybe speak with you after the meeting. And this is not something that I'm prepared to decide right now because obviously, like the mayor said, we want to help you. But legally, there's only so much we can do without putting other people in jeopardy as well. So let's get more information and further discussion. Fair enough? Oh, is this fair enough?
Please, yes. What would be a good time I could be able to reconnect?
I'll get with you after this meeting.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak this evening? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.